Hey, what's up and welcome everyone back to the Iceman Isaac Academy, the second channel of the Warzone Academy focused strictly on coaching. In our previous video, we talked about how to survive solos, and that'll be linked at the end of today's video. In today's video, we're taking a look at one of your gameplay from the community submitted via the Discord. If you guys want your gameplay reviewed, it'll be linked in the Discord in the pinned comment. But today, we're taking a look at a player who's seen a lot of improvement, went from a 1.6 KD up to a 2.2 KD, and we're kind of picking apart every little piece of his game. He has some incredible habits that you guys need to be picking up as players, but there are also little things that he's doing with his positioning that he is going to get punished for as he continues to play Warzone. If you guys enjoy this style of video where I review your gameplay, give more value to you, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe, because you may be subscribed to Iceman Isaac, but you're most likely not subscribed to Iceman Isaac's Academy. And please, once again, this is only the second video on a channel. Make sure you are dropping a like and dropping a comment for the algorithm. It means the absolute world to me. But without further ado, if you want to be involved in this action over here, join me over on Twitch, because we do all Iceman Isaac Academy live over on Twitch. And I'll see you all in the rest of the video. Peace. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Zwello first. Zwello is a community member. He submitted all of this through the Discord. If you guys want your gameplay reviewed, make sure to head over to the Discord, discord.gg/IcemanIsaac. It's the Warzone Academy Discord. There's a place in there specifically where you can enter in some awesome information and your gameplay. He uploaded it to YouTube. I had my editor pull it to me locally, and we got some information about Zwello. So he has a 1.66 KD. He has solo gameplay where he gets a W with 14 kills. He's like, I feel like I've improved a lot over the last 2 to 3 weeks. This is how I ended up improving my KD from a 1.5 KD to a 2.2 KD weekly. I'm hoping I'll get to a place where I can get more consistency and having high kill games and wins. His strengths: map awareness, decent aim, and movement. Weaknesses: positioning, taking fights I shouldn't have, and end up winning games. Okay, so he's a little sloppy. Improvements: he wants to get better at positioning. That's one thing I'm best at, so I'd love to talk about that. And then using more brain cells, using brains over brawn. So let's go ahead and jump into Zwello's gameplay and see what we can see. And as always, I've got my pin tool up here, so I'll be able to get some information. But as you can already see, dude's got some good mechanics. You can tell whenever he's like picking up a weapon, he's doing a little YY. If you guys don't know what that is, whenever you pick up a new weapon, you can press, switch weapon twice, and it'll take away that animation of like, I picked up a new gun. But holy. Okay, we got a little demon on our hands from the academy. Zwello, right off the bat, starts to get hunted. Here's the footsteps. Instantly, it's a drop shot and guns the guy. So it's actually perfect, because we were literally just talking to someone in chat about that. Like, Isaac, when do I drop shot? When do I B-hop? This is a perfect example of why you have to drop shot. Because the reasoning that I always give is when you have an ability to use lateral momentum. Let's say we're jumping around a corner and we're swinging. We can B-hop, right? And use all that lateral momentum to break someone's aim assist. Here, he can't do anything. He is literally in an awkward spot. The guy's got an XM4. He's a rose skin, probably pretty sweaty, right? This is where you want to drop shot, because you have no other option that you can do, which is exactly what he does. Buys himself just maybe 1 or 2 missed shots from the opponent and wins a gunfight. But it looks like he's just committed. He doesn't seem on the heartbeat anyway, so he's trying to push all the way through and get himself a kill. Pops the UAV. And a really, really smart play here. Okay, so what he's trying to do is he knows basically when he gets that first UAV ping, there's one right here, and then there's one right here. He's trying to catch this player in like a moment of transition, whereas this player most likely is going to be camping here for a while. That's what I always try to do. I try to get the people who are out in the open first. And notice how he's not staying on that high ground too long. Spots him, and that's super unfortunate. I didn't even think about that, getting in the car and driving away. Notice, every time he's moving across the map, he pulls out his fast movement speed weapon, unless he thinks he has an angle, and then he'll switch over to his OTS. He'll probably switch to his OTS here. Of course, he continues to pre-aim, which is actually smart. Now he closes in with his OTS, faster movement speed, gets the kill, gets stunned. But he had already done enough damage to pull it off. Zwello, you're kind of cracked, my guy. You're kind of cracked. Continues to track down the sniper. Pushing through. Moving with that OTS, but as soon as he thinks someone's close, really, really, really nice job there of not getting overzealous. So he's kind of in a moment of transition where there's a lot of danger, but that other player could see him. He slows down, pulls out his long-range weapon. I love that B-Hop Chow. I love that B-Hop Chow. And then now goes for that. I love that. Gets the thirst. Knows that he has a couple seconds. Goes to the B-Hop Chow on the sniper. Doesn't get the kill. But I love that energy. Pulls out the ZRG because he still spots him on the radar in the exact same spot. Oh, he just barely misses him, and that guy's never going to reach out again. Good on you. You know that. Switch back to the guns. And on to the next one. It's caught out in the open. Wow. Okay, me personally, and I may or may not be right, as soon as I hit this, I'm always thinking where my next piece of cover is, okay? As soon as I get shot, I'm either going to prone out right here, or I'm just more than likely just going to cut back. But you had momentum in your favor in this direction. A good player. Hear all those... He missed like 6 bullets. You definitely could have died there. Trying to get information with the heartbeat. We know we still have one other player in the building to our right. Getting some information here by here. Notice how he never just sits on a high ground for too long. Gets information there. Now, this is kind of one of those awkward transition spots where you have to be really solid with your SMG at mid-range, or you have to keep your AR out, which means you need a longer aim down sight. Really nice job there. So when he was sitting here and pulling out the heartbeat, he was able to tell that someone was on the close left. And there's no other reason for someone to be on the close left, right here, than to be in the garage. So that's how he chows it. He chows down lane. Corrects to the right. Continues to pre-fire. Gets an easy kill. Notice all that little movement, all that jiggling he's doing. He has been headshot sniped one too many times in his life. And he is moving accordingly. And let's see the information he gets. So, boom. UAV pops. John, zoom in for me. UAV pops. And you see the down arrow, which means the player is below him. So he knows that his roof is clear. He decides to ego and push that guy. Which I probably would have gone to clear off the guy on the buy first. But he's going to start working his way in. He pops the UAV ad in the pocket. I love these, man. I love these. Every single time he's pre-aiming that angle like he's freaking paranoid that the guy might pop out. Every single time. Look at that. People are always like, man, how do these pros always know where people are? Like, they pre-aim all the right angles. It's because guys like this, pre-aim. There's no one there. Pre-aim. There's no one there. You always want to be chowing aggressively. And that's what he continues to do. Even right here, slide cancel chow. Incredible habit to get in. Always pre-aiming, always aggressive. So that way he's never caught off guard. I would, however, push. You hear that? Be advised. The UAV is bingo fuel. You need to push while you still have information from that UAV. That's your last ping. Make something happen with it. Nice aggressive chow. He's right there. Get the stick. Easy kill. So for those of you who don't know, if you stick someone with a riot shield with a Semtex, they're going to die. Nice job on his part. That clear. Right? Notice how he didn't, like, creep open the door and then, like, check in the side or something, right? Because he could have gotten super quick stunned or flashed, or he could have gotten pre-fired. He was slow, quiet, rolling up. And then just, like, clear! Right? Slams in the door. So if he's in the close left corner, which he's clearing right here, he could have killed. And then he spots him kind of ratting right here. And gets the stick and the easy kill. And the man is just moving. Slide canceling. He does the little YY. We've talked about that in a previous video. That's to prime your fingers, prime your hands to get ready for a gunfight. It's also to prime you for arthritis by the time you're 40. Pops UAV. He knows that that guy's ghosted, but at least he has the information from the bounty. But he's hesitant to cross, and he should be. That is no man's land. That is a very dangerous cross to make. And if you're patient, takes a lot of patience, 2 minutes of patience, that player will get forced out into the open. Mounts up. Starts taking some shots. And he actually gets the bounty. So he knows there's still one other one up there. Notice what he does right here. He could have shot right here, but he doesn't. The reason that he doesn't is when this player eventually has to, like, sit up here, he's going to play really ratty, and he's like, oh, shoot, I'm getting shot from this direction. I'm going to rat around and go around this way, and it takes forever to get the kill. So he has what's called trigger discipline. Even though he could get maybe 1 or 2 shots, he waits, and then only reason he shoots is because he knows those guys are in a fight. They're probably going to be weak. He can probably steal a kill. Now, there's most likely one other player. He's going to continue to pre-aim, hold that angle. Notice, even still, when he's really not exposed to anyone, he's constantly moving back and forth. Really nice job there to readjust his aim to where he can see all exits, right? Both lower right and lower left. Beforehand, he couldn't see the lower right, and he kind of realizes it. He realizes it right here. When he spots that, he's like, oh, shoot, how can I position myself to keep both in? He starts holding right there to keep everything in his field of view. And I'm not even sure if that player's alive. The bounty may have killed him. I wouldn't be able to keep track of that. But he's just going to play safe just to make sure. That bounty may have killed him, and then he may have just poached the bounty last second, which looks like most likely is what happens. He's going to double check his right, and he's probably going to realize, oh, crap, the bounty killed that guy. Regardless, playing it perfect. And now he should notice that that player is going to start pushing across the open field. That bounty ping should probably update soon. And he's holding that high ground in hopes that he's going to catch the player rotating across. Notice how he doesn't like staying in these positions for too long. I was about to say... Okay, so 2 things. 1... Always shut doors behind you with airstrikes. Doors can actually protect you from airstrikes. 2, get off of walls. For some reason, the hitbox on some of these walls are broken. So if you are standing cheek to cheek with the wall, sometimes your hitbox can go outside the wall, just like when you're proned. Like if you're proned up against the wall, your legs can stick out. You likely have seen people with legs sticking out. That will cause you to die by a precision. If the door is closed and then gets hit by an airstrike and then it opens up, close the door again, and that'll keep you alive from the airstrike coming through the door. And then finally, airstrike probably came through here. But regardless, keep your back off of a wall whenever you're in a building getting airstriked. Shut doors behind you because they can protect you as well. And stay away from windows. But he's going to get the self-revive off. He's going to plate up. If I were him, I would go straight back and try to get a self-revive before I peek this. This is solos. A lot of people are sniping. And as soon as you hit that shot, get the heck off the wall and start jiggling around because it's really, really dangerous to mount. But fantastic shots right there with a mounted EM2. The gun is a laser. Right now, I would pop a UAV. You've got plenty of cash. Pop a UAV for information and then make your way towards that buy. I understand you're trying to keep the guy who's sitting inside a fire station, but technically, if you can see the map right here, this little portion of fire station is still safe. So I would go ahead and make my way to the buy. Get your self-revive back. And start playing aggressive. Because you're playing well. You're playing power positions. But you can continue to do that, knowing that that guy's probably not going to rotate. And get yourself set up for success again. You're committed to it. You got something against this guy. I don't know what it is. Maybe you didn't like his name. Continuing to hold a power position while also continuing to jiggle. The thing that scares me, man... Line of sight from here and line of sight from the big red rusty building. Both can hit you. I would really, really, really want self-revive if I'm sitting on a building for that long. Okay. Big mistake here, in my opinion. You spot a player at long range, but the player is close to pieces of cover. Okay? It's very unlikely, unless you just hyper beam and don't miss a single upper body shot, that he's going to get under cover. So if I'm you, that player right now is nervous, but he thinks he's safe. You wait until that player starts his sprint. And once he's sprinted to about here, by the time you start shooting, right, he'll continue to move a little bit further. And then even if he doubles all the way back as fast as he possibly can, you're still most likely going to kill him. But unlike the trigger discipline you had earlier, you got a little ahead of yourself there. And now you have to wait probably 52 seconds until that guy starts to push. Once again, I would go and pop this UAV. It's been a minute, man. You don't know who's around. There it is. Grab yourself, self. Grab a UAV. You've got a full gas mask, so you don't need to use any of that money. And nice. Continuing to rotate with that OTS. He knows the guy on the lower right is ghosted. And now's a tough decision that you have to make, and it's depending on whether you're an aggro player or not. Really nice shots. Just not quick enough on your rotate to catch him. You got to make the decision if you're going to rotate for kills or you're going to rotate for power position. Because right now, you have a very, very awkward push where every single one of these buildings and every single one of these buildings is not safe. So me personally, if I'm playing for the win here, my initial gut instinct would be to either, it's one or the other, and don't do halfway in between, either play super freaking aggro and get into the shed that's up here, the little brick shed with the red roof, or play at the very, very back half of the zone, which you can do because you have a gas mask, and clear out all these buildings, you know, as slow or as fast as you want, and then with your back on the gas so that way no one rotates in behind you, you take that shed and basically like a pinwheel rotation, right? If you do an in-between and you kind of half-ass it, right? And you rotate into here and maybe you hold this building for a little bit and then the zone's like right here and then you rotate early. Well, guess what? All of these buildings all have to rotate in and you have a very, very high chance of getting shot in the back. So either commit to a super early rotation or commit to playing the absolute back of the zone. And it looks like that might be what you're doing. Super unfortunate that the guy you're chasing obviously has decent movement with some of those slide cancels. He's also ghosted. You can't make a lot of plays here. With that UAV. Awesome. So many people do this, and you might be like, well, that guy was walling. You should always be pre-aiming expected areas that someone's going to peek, right? Like, you're not really expecting someone to all of a sudden just appear in the middle of the map, right? You should always be looking for where their next angles would be. So if I'm sitting here as a player, I'm scanning right here, right here, right here, and right here, man, right here. And my eyes are just scanning there nonstop, right? So you're not scanning this entire area of your screen. Your vision should be focused, and you can even focus it in further with aiming down sight. And he just gets really, really nice timing. Tries to get some wall bangs. And if I'm him, I'm pushing that instantly with my OTS out and getting ready to pop dead silence. You know where he is. You know he's weak. And if you push up with dead silence, you can get an audio cue. But right now, I have no idea where he is. Neither do you. Nice. You end up hearing the guy close. It looks like you were possibly going to push him. And then you hear him. Get the kill. Get your dead silence reset. And me, I'm cutting inside. Instantly. Like, no matter what. Right as soon as I get that kill, I'm running here. You know, picking up a little loot or something. And then as soon as I get that kill, into the building. Fast as I possibly can. Why? 1 window, 2 window, 3 window, and then you got the lower windows, 4 window, 5 window. You also have this building over here that you didn't clear out that has what, a lower door and an upper window, like, and you're sitting there heads down looting. I know you have full plates, that's awesome and everything, but from that distance they can still kill you instantly. So while you're busy, especially in an animation of reloading, I'm cutting inside. But like, look at all these angles you could get shot at because you just made a lot of attention. As soon as you get reloaded, like you check into that doorway, you turn around, you get reloaded, you get plated up. Okay, cool. You slide cancel out and you check where you're expecting to get peeked from. Okay, sick. I'm clear. Now I can go heads down and loot. You're already really good about, like, playing aggressively, anticipating enemies, but you got heads down there. Absolute ego on Zwello. Absolute ego. Really nice job rotating with his OTS. If I'm here, I'm cutting left, and I'm using this as cover right here. Because you switch weapons. Your head is exposed. That guy runs forward, so he's in a sprint animation, which costs him. And honestly, I would consider that a 50-50 gunfight. That you risked a lot more than you probably needed to on. Nice win regardless. Way to get into cover. Okay, before I'm going up here, right? Before I'm going up onto that roof, because that roof is an immediate cover for you. You have two windows. You've got one directly right here on your left, and you have this one. I would look out and clear out into the field to see who has a line of sight on this ladder before you put yourself in that position. Right? Like, you can just peek out there real quick. You got 40 seconds before the gas moves. Because you could get, boom, beamed. But kind of intentionally, see, I don't like this. This high ground is nice. I mean, even though this high ground can, like, shoot at you. But, like, if you're going to do that, let's, like, prone out here or something, and then, like, maybe do that little head glitch that you keep doing to check out in this field, but you never once took an opportunity to clear that out. Like, you would have literally information on every single piece of this land, whether it's clear or whether it's not, and you didn't really take that opportunity. Okay, pop a UAV. Everyone else is ghosted at this point. But I really like where you're playing. At this point, I'm playing at the very, very back part of the gas. Be careful, man. Like, this in Solo's late game is too long, especially when you haven't cleared out all of over here. Like, it's one thing if you have like a massive wall and you're just kind of like standing and you're shouldering that little wall, right? And the only thing you're exposed to is everything that's out here. But you're not. You're standing on the open side of the hill. In terms of, like, your circle of coverage, like, you are safe probably right here. Because, probably, like, right here, right? Because you've cleared out all of this, and you have hard cover on all of this. But, like, you were just sitting here just doing, like, a small jiggle peek with a lot of angles exposed. And I really don't like this. Okay, you had an opportunity here with this hillside where you could clear off this entire hillside and not be exposed, right? Because there's, like, this sloping part of the hill where you could clear off all of the things going on over here. And now you're in a really bad spot. If you get third party here, you're done. GG's, 100%. You haven't cleared off any of this. You haven't cleared off any of this. You also haven't even done a little side peek on everything going on over here. So if you get shot from here and there's someone on this ridgeline, GG's, game over. Okay, you've exposed yourself to a lot of angles without clearing off other things first. I actually would pick up that recon. Nice job. Way to get into here. Chow it aggressively. I love that. You don't have time to get in and slow peek open a door, right? Because you can get sniped from any angle. Really nice job there. Okay, now I would use that recon drone. Yep. Thrown out. Beautifully played. Even if people have Ghost and Cold-Blooded, you're still going to spot him with a recon drone. It's one of the most underrated utilities in the game. He's just getting info. He's like, boom, I know one's in the house. That's all he needs to know there. He's not even worried about pinging him, right? Like, where the heck is everyone else? Okay, boom. I've got two people in TV. You guys didn't see. I've got one below, and I've got one up top, Cold-Blooded. Okay, sweet. Where's everyone else? Dude, okay, never mind. There's 3 people left. You know all the info. I thought there was still one more. Nice job. So he now knows the location of the last 3 enemies. Nice shots there. But he doesn't necessarily have to, like, reveal his position there, right? Because that attic is still going to be safe for another circle. Now that player is really going to want to try to kill him, whether it's sniping or whatever it may be. And he's also giving some of his information up to all the other players. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that first time that you saw him and you know you're not going to get a knock, like, don't even bother shooting him. If I'm in his position, right, he's got the holds. He's got the high grounds. even before when we're here, right? You're not going to win like necessarily like a war of attrition on this guy's plates because he has the high ground. He might consider tagging you because he's always going to have the high ground on you. If I'm you, I'm trying to lay super, super low. Because now you just pissed him off. Really nice job getting undercover, not getting headshot again. Getting inside, plating up. Using the backside of the building for cover. You had an interesting thought there about rotating lower left. And I'm glad you stayed where you did. Because if you would have rotated lower left, you have a longer gap of exposure, right? Because this hill right here is going to give you cover till about here. Okay, so all of this is undercover. And you might be able to work lower left and like kill one or two of these guys over here, and that's going to be great, right? But then you get to a transition point where the piece of cover from you running from here until you get to like that ridge line, right? Where that ridge line cuts off and he can't look directly down at you is a lot longer here than it is from you right here to right here. It may not seem like much, but you're going to be able to close off that potential high ground a lot easier. No. Okay, let's do what we did earlier. Let's B-hop chow that get around, because if you're a sniper and you see someone at a shed, okay, you are pre-aiming one of two angles. Your crosshairs are sitting here, or your crosshairs are sitting here waiting for someone to peek, and you are aimed down sight at either one of those angles. So what you need to do as a player, and we've talked about this in Academy videos literally years back, if you're going to do this and you're going to try to get information, B-hop, or at least jump out and then cut back. Whatever you do, do not slow peek or do not mount peek, because if they're pre-aiming that angle, you're going to get your head ripped off. Okay, so it's a 1v1 situation. It turns to 1v1 right here. And he actually probably could have heard that shot, right? His shot came from his lower left. I don't know if you guys heard that. I'll play it one more time. If you're super acute, you can hear this, right? Boom. That shot is lower left. That means the last player alive is lower left. I would help yourself out too. Really nice B-hop chow there. As you're doing this, I might keep your like crosshairs up here, but then again, you're not going to chow with an OTS from that distance. So your centering doesn't matter too much in that position. Nice job of using cover, right? He's using that left cover to clear out the top while not overexposing himself to the left. Trying to get some information. Everyone's ghosted, so you can make it up there. You can. It's awkward. You kind of have to like work yourself into that little right or left crevice. Right. Oops. Hang on. Right here, there's like a little footing, and especially right here, there's a big footing. You can make your way up there. 1v1. And if I'm you and you're really, really worried about someone being up top, stop making so much noise with your feet. Like, if they start peeking you, yeah, start swinging. Nice. I love this. I love this. Stop right there, though. It's a little too far. It doesn't move that fast. Go back. Go back. Go back. There we go. Nice. Okay. Good spot to hold. Oh my gosh. And he clutches it. Really nice job. I was not expecting that. This is a great play that you make on your end, right? You get a great pull, but I would either stop at this rock or stop at that rock and just start holding. Because as you see right here, you've got a nice head glitch. You know they're going to have to crest the hill most likely. And if they crest the hill here, right, you've got this cover from this rock to keep you either to beam them with a head glitch, or if they start beaming you, you just crouch and get behind cover. So I like the play. I like the aggressive gas mask rotation. A little bit too far. This is a piece of cover that you should have held all along. You ended up correcting to it. This guy comes off the freaking top ropes. You correct perfectly with your gun out. I think the truck hits the tree. Completely bounces off. Almost runs you over. Really nice slide cancel chow there. And this guy is completely disoriented. And you get the kill with the OTS. Dude. Super, super, super nice job. I mean, the big things, like you mentioned, positioning, especially late game, and like using that opportunity to clear people. But on the whole, I love how aggressive you're challenging corners. Obviously, that's a win, and I typically don't like to review wins too much, because that's where like everything goes right. There were some opportunities where you definitely could have gotten caught off guard by not clearing off angles how you should have. But for the most part, really good trigger discipline. Really good, very like intentional way that you're holding angles. Gun skill seems to be great. Movement seems to be great. But there are a few times, especially in that late game, where you expose yourself to way too many angles at once. But claps in chat, everyone. Claps in chat. Congrats, Zello, on the win as well. And thank you for the freaking awesome content to the Academy. Hope the guides have helped. Congratulations on the growth on your weekly KD. You're obviously a demon. I would not want to run into you. Really, really solid player there. I would love to see more of your close range gunfights, but keep up that trigger discipline, keep up that positioning, and make sure you are intentionally clearing off every single angle in the late game. What I always call it, like the fog of war. Like if I'm clearing off an area and I haven't checked over here, even if I checked it like, you know, 30 seconds ago, I'm gonna recheck it and basically like shine a flashlight on it and clear off that fog, where it's like, okay, have I cleared that recently? Okay, sweet, that's still clear. Because there were a few times where you left angles open that you didn't clear, and you got lucky that there wasn't someone lurking there. But nice job, man. Thank you so much for the content. Hope you appreciate or gain some insight on my perspective on things. Maybe you're doing good things that you didn't even realize, but keep them up, man. If you guys made it this far into the video, make sure to drop a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all tomorrow for even more Warzone Academy content. Make sure this is Iceman Isaac Academy, my second channel. Make sure you're subscribed here as well. Peace.